Good morning. Euthyphro, day 6. Socrates speaks. Oh, I'm repeating some from yesterday because it makes more sense that way. And what you say here, Euthyphro, to me seems excellent. There is one little point, however, on which I need more light. I am not yet quite clear about the thing which you call service. I suppose you do not mean the sort of care we give to other things. The service of the god is not like that. The sort of thing we have in mind when we assert that it is not everybody who knows how to care for horses. It is the horseman that knows, is it not? Yes, certainly. I suppose it is the special care that pertains to horses. Yes, only Socrates would use the horses and the care of horses to try to understand the service of the gods. Socrates. In the same way, it is not everyone who knows about the care of dogs. Ooh, dogs even. It is the huntsman, true. The art of the huntsman is the care of dogs, yes. And that of the herdsman is the care of cattle, yes, certainly. And in the same way, Euthyphro, holiness and piety mean caring for the gods. Do you say so? Well, Euthyphro do, but I don't think it's caring for the gods, unless you consider yourself a god or a spark of the divine. I say youth, holiness and piety is caring for the spark of the divine inside of yourself. But Euthyphro say holiness and divine means caring for the gods. And so the aim of all this care and service is the same. I mean it thus. The care is given for the good and welfare of the object that is served. You see, for instance, how the horses that are cared for by the horseman's art are benefited and made better. Don't you think so? Yes, I do. And so no doubt the dog by the art of the huntsman, the cattle by that of the herdsman, and in a like manner all the rest, unless perhaps you think that the care may tend to injure the object that is cared for. By heaven, not I. I think it seems obviously very wrong that service of the god means to benefit their welfare. So the function of the priestess or priest is to care for human beings on behalf of the gods, to play a sort of middleman, to care for the souls of mortals on behalf of the immortals. Oh, no, I shouldn't say it like that. To care for the soul of the temporal on behalf of the eternal. Yes. That sounds better. The light is too bright. I can't see. So would it the care of dogs injure dogs? By heaven, no. The care aims at its benefit, most certainly. Then holiness, which is the service of the gods, must likewise aim to benefit the gods, make them better. Are you prepared to say that when you do a holy thing, you make some deity better? By heaven, not I. Euthyphro keeps repeating that phrase. Nor do I fancy, Euthyphro, that you mean it so. Far from it. No, it was on this account that I asked you what you meant by service of the gods. Supposing that, in fact, you did not mean that sort of care. And, Socrates, you were right. I do not mean it so. Good. And now what kind of service of the gods will holiness be? Socrates, it is the kind that slaves give to their masters. There are many ways in which that is wrong. course, also service to the masters or the, well, yeah. I understand. It seems to be a kind of waiting on the gods. Just that. See if you can tell me this. The art which serves physicians, what results does it serve to produce? Do you think that it is health? I do. Further, what about the art that serves the shipwrights? What results does it serve to produce? Obviously, Socrates, the making of a ship. And that which serves the builders serves the building of the house. Yes. Now tell me, best of friends, about the service of the gods. What result will this art serve to produce? You obviously know, since you profess to be the best informed among mankind on things divine. I do feel that sting a little bit myself. Not in general, but just based on the fact that I just explained the duties of the priestess. Yes, Socrates, I say so, and I tell the truth. Socrates, at least I know I'm not telling the truth. Not the whole truth. Then tell me, I adjure you, what is that supreme result which the gods produce when they employ our services? They do many things, and noble, Socrates. Just as the generals do, my friend. It's very general. All the same, you would have no trouble in summing up that they produce by saying it in victory in war. Isn't it so? Of course. And the farmers too, I take, produce many fine results. But the net result of their production is the food they get from the earth. Yes, surely. Well now, of the many fine and noble things which the gods produce, what is the sum of their production? Just a little while ago I told you, Socrates, that the task is not a light one to learn precisely how all these matters stand. I will, however, simply tell you this. Ooh, that arrogance. If anyone knows how to say and do things pleasing to the gods in prayer and sacrifice, that is holiness. And such behavior saves the family and private life together with the common interest of the state. See, that's exactly my point. Holiness is the exact opposite of it. It is not about... The holiness he describes, I see visually as being turned towards the gods in prayer and sacrifice. The holiness... the holiness that... the words I aspire to is in my head, but I refuse to say that. That I see as real is turned towards humanity and other whatever needs service, but with the gods shining from behind, like the sun currently. Well, no, actually, the sun is there. And see, that's exactly it. Like, if I look at the screen, because the sun is shining brightly from my window behind me, and I look at the screen and it reflects back to me so brightly that it actually makes my eyes a little blurry if I then look back at the darkened text. That's why I prefer reading with the lamp and not the sun. The sun is very bright, and that is a symbolic statement. Okay. To do the opposite of things pleasing to the gods is impious, and that upsets all and ruins everything. Socrates. Surely, Euthyphro, if you had wished, you could have summed up what I asked for much more briefly. If you really understand something, you can explain it to a child. But the fact is that you are not eager to instruct me. That is clear. But a moment since you were on the very point of telling me, and you slipped away. Had you given the answer, I now have learned from you what holiness is, and would be content. As it is, for perforce the lover must follow the loved one wherever he leads the way. Once more, now, do you define the holy? And what is holiness? Don't you say that it is the science of sacrifice and prayer? The lover must follow the loved one wherever he leads the way. I do. Well, and is not sacrifice a giving to the gods, and prayer a asking them to give? Precisely, Socrates. He's setting him up for... Oh, it's almost done. By this reasoning, holiness would be the science of asking from the gods and giving to them. Quite right, Socrates. You have caught my meaning perfectly. So, what is the word? Exchange, trade. Holiness is a form of trade. Yes, my friend, for I have my heart set on your wisdom, and give my mind to it, so that nothing you say shall be lost. Now tell me, what is the service to the gods? You say it is to ask of them and give to them. I do. And hence to ask aright will be to ask them for those things of which we stand in need from them. What else? The Epicureans had a saying, don't ask from the gods that which you can provide for yourself. And on the other hand, to give the right will be to give them in return those things which they may need to receive from us. I take it there would be no art in offering anyone a gift of something he did not need. True, Socrates. And therefore, Euthyphro, holiness will be a mutual art of commerce between gods and men. An art of commerce, as you like to call it so. Well, I do not like it if it is not so. But tell me, what advantage could come to the gods from the gifts which they receive from us? Everybody sees what they give us. No good that we possess but is given by them. What advantage can they gain by what they get from us? Have we so much the better of them in this commerce that we get all good things from them and they get nothing from us? What, Socrates? Do you suppose that the gods gain anything by what they get from us? If not, then what would be the meaning, Euthyphro, of these gifts to the gods from us? What do you think they ought to mean but worship, honor, and, as I just now said, goodwill? So, Euthyphro, the holy is what pleases them, not what is useful to them, nor yet what the gods love. I believe that what gives them pleasure is precisely what they love. And so once more, apparently the holy is that which the gods love. Most certainly. After that, will you be amazed to find your statement walking off and not staying where you put them? And will you accuse me as the Daedalus who make them move, when you are yourself far more expert than Daedalus, and make them go round in a circle? Don't you see that our argument has come full circle to the point where it began? Circular argument. Surely you have not forgotten how in what was said before we found that holiness and what is pleasing to the gods were not the same, but different from each other. Do you not remember? I do. And are you not aware now that you say that what the gods love is holy? But is not what the gods love just the same as what is pleasing to the gods? Yes, certainly. Well then, either we're wrong in our recent conclusion, or if that was right, our position now is wrong. So it seems. And so we must go back again and start from the beginning to find out what the holy is. As for me, I never will give up until I know. I do not spurn me, but give your mind with all your might now at length to tell me the absolute truth. For if anybody knows of all mankind, it is you, and one must not let you go of you, you Proteus, until you tell. If you did not know precisely what is holy and unholy, it is unthinkable that for a simple hireling you ever would have moved to prosecute your aged sire on a charge of murder. No, you would have feared to risk the wrath of the gods on the chance that you were not doing right, and would have been afraid of the talk of men. But now I am sure that you think you know exactly what is holy and what is not. So tell me, peerless Euthyphro, and do not hide from me what you judge it to be. The other side is, of course, the crippling insecurity of knowing that you do not know. Sometimes we just have to choose and risk the possibility that we're making the completely wrong choice and losing everything. Oh, wat is wijsheid? Another time then, Socrates, Euthyphro says, for I am in a hurry and must be off this minute to go and prosecute his dad. What are you doing, my friend? Will you leave and dash me down from the mighty expectation I had of learning from you what is holy and what is not, and so escaping from Meletus's indictment? I counted upon showing him that now I had gained wisdom about things divine from Euthyphro, and no longer out of ignorance made rash assertions and forged innovations with regard to them, but would lead a better life in the future. Rash assertions and forged innovations may be all we have. That is the end. Poor Socrates is left. Unknowingly, again. Feel you, Socrates, I feel you. Have a good day.